Kia ora and welcome back to the HRPI. I'm Marie Tovio, here to help you tackle the workplace issues that really matter. Today we're pulling back the curtain on a quiet destroyer of productivity and morale, toxic workplace culture. We often think a toxic culture is big events, a shouting boss, unethical behaviour, or public conflict. But often it's much more subtle. It shows up as gossip, passive aggression, distrust, and unspoken tension. And left unchecked, it spreads. The impacts? High turnover, absenteeism, poor mental health, and a disengaged workforce. It also drives away good people. Your high performers are often the first to leave when the culture turns sour. So how does this happen? Toxic culture can grow when there's inconsistent leadership, poor communication, lack of clarity, or unresolved conflict. Sometimes it starts with just one influential team member, someone who undermines others, spreads negativity, incites fear, or refuses to cooperate. I once worked with a company where one team member constantly contradicted management, talked down to others' ideas, and created divisions. Nothing was ever their fault. Over time, others either copied the behaviour or withdrew altogether. It took initiatives such as a culture audit and leadership reset to turn things around. So, how do we fix a toxic culture? Before we look at the steps to take, I just want to acknowledge here the managers who are working in workplaces where leadership at the top is poor or at best inconsistent. That's a super tricky situation to be in because culture does start at the top. You might feel stuck between leaders who aren't supporting success and your team who you don't want to see fail. And even with all the best managing up that a person can muster, you might not be able to influence the change that's needed. Some things are out of your control. I sometimes get called in by managers in this situation who are hoping that an external consultant can influence senior managers or business owners to make much needed changes. Sometimes I can help get some traction. But for that to happen, there has to be at least a flicker of ownership of the issues, a willingness to accept that change might be needed, and an ability to listen and at least try a different approach. That's not always there. Otherwise, I might be able to help coach the managers and staff to assist them to implement good practices within their team. Luckily, I don't see this situation too often, and to the managers listening who feel this is the situation they're in, I really feel for you. Don't hesitate to reach out if you think I might be able to help you and your team. So, back to our steps to fix a toxic culture. Number 1, listen. Use anonymous surveys, open feedback sessions, and one-on-one check-ins to uncover what's really going on and how people feel. Don't make assumptions. Second is act. Reset expectations, update policies, clarify the values and behaviours for success, and provide training. Make it clear what kind of workplace you want and lead by example. Help your team members understand their own and others' natural behavioural styles, how best to communicate with various styles, and how they might need to at times alter their own approach to suit the work task and the person or people they're communicating with. Extended DISC assessments are a great way to provide this type of information. Third, where behaviour is inappropriate, address it promptly and fairly. That might mean performance conversations or, if necessary, some disciplinary action. Fourth, rebuild trust. This takes time, but consistency, transparency, and good consistent leadership go a long way. So, your takeaways for today? 1. Toxic culture often grows in silence, so watch for those early signs. 2. One difficult employee can shift the whole team, so do address issues when they're low key. 3. Leadership consistency and clear values are key to healthy culture. Is your leadership team all on the same page? And 4. Don't just talk culture, act on it. The information in this podcast is provided as a general overview of key employment topics and does not replace tailored advice. Every situation is different, and the appropriate steps can vary depending on the specific circumstances. If you're unsure about how to proceed in your workplace, I encourage you to seek advice and support. Feel free to get in touch with me directly. Thanks for joining me on the HRPI. Let's keep creating workplaces where people can thrive. I'm Marie Tovio. See you next time. Mā te wā.